Kimchi, do you want to say hi to YouTube? Come here. She's like, what are you doing, Mom? Mwah. This is Kimchi. Kimchi says hi. Welcome back to Maxie's Kitchen. It is awesome to have you here. By the end of this video, you will be a stir fry pro. Stir fries are really easy. If you do your prep and you follow kind of the method that I'm gonna show you, you're gonna love it and you're gonna be making stir fries on repeat. I'm doing a shrimp stir fry today, but the best thing about stir fry is you can customize it to whatever proteins and vegetables are your favorite. I'm really excited for this tutorial. Let's hop in. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna prep our ingredients. And a really important thing with stir fry is getting everything ready before you start cooking, just because there are a lot of things to chop. So you wanna get your mise en place ready. Now, it is a myth, in my opinion, that you need to peel ginger. I've never peeled ginger. My mom never taught me to do that, and I don't think there's anything bad about the skin. So that'll save you some time. I just cut it into kind of matchsticks and then do like a mince. Great, now we're gonna put about a quarter of it in this Pyrex, which is gonna be the sauce, and then we're gonna put the rest in another container, and that'll go directly in with the stir fry. And I'm sure most people know how to do this, but in case you don't, that'll kind of smash the cloves, and then it's really easy to remove the skin. Great, and so then we'll just go ahead and mince this. And for me, cooking is one of those things that's very like meditative. I feel like it's one of the few things where my mind kind of goes blank, and if I'm stressing about something, I can kind of zone it out. So try to channel that. I think like some people think chopping a bunch of stuff up is annoying, but I find it relaxing and kind of a nice activity. So again, 3/4 for the stir fry, 1/4 for the sauce. And then lastly, we're gonna do the scallions. One thing is most of the flavor actually comes from the scallion whites. So you definitely don't want, like some people, I've seen some recipes, they don't use them or they discard them. Don't do that. But a pro tip is I do add them to the stir fry at a different time. Oh my gosh, my dog's over there squeaking on her toy, Kimchi. But yeah, the greens I'll add at the end as kind of like more of a garnish, mix them in because they take less time to cook, and the whites I'll add closer to the beginning. So I'm gonna put whites again in one bowl, and then most of the greens in another bowl, and then some of the greens I'm gonna put in the sauce. Now we're gonna move on to our bigger veggies. So onions you want cut in kind of like a large dice. So I'll show you how we do that. So cut it in half through the root end, and then you're gonna cut off the top and the bottom. Not too thick because you don't wanna waste too much, but cut off the top and the bottom. Just put that aside. That'll make it really easy to peel off the skin on the outside. And now what we do is we just cut through the center, and then I cut in half down the middle, and then into just squares like this. Doesn't need to be perfect. I've got Kimchi's little dog hairs getting stuck to the cutting board. Does anyone else have a pet who their hair is everywhere? That happens to us. Okay, and then we're just gonna put the onions in another bowl. Those are all prepped. Next is the bell pepper. The way that I find it best to cut bell pepper is cut off the top and the bottom. And then if you make an incision on the side, you can actually go around with the knife and get off some of this kind of stuff on the middle. And then the top and the bottom come out super easy. And then you've got kind of a sheet. You can cut that in half, stack it on top of each other, and then cut this into little squares as well, about similar size to the onion. Kimchi, no. In the top and the bottom, you can just cut as well. So scoop up the beautiful peppers into a bowl. Oops, I'm dropping them on the counter. And then we just have one more thing to cut. Last thing to cut is the zucchini, and this is easy. Just cut off the ends, cut it in half down the middle. And then I lay them flat like this. And we're just gonna cut them in like half moons. About 1/4 of an inch thick. And now just go ahead and put them in a bowl. Next, we're gonna prep our shrimp. So I have about 1 pound of peeled and deveined large shrimp, and I'm gonna add some Shaoxing wine. This is a Chinese cooking wine. You could add white wine, and if you don't wanna open up wine, you could also just add a little bit of water. But I'm gonna add a little bit of that in, and then I'm gonna put some cornstarch and a pinch of salt. And then just mix that up to get the shrimp evenly coated. And the final step before the fun begins is to make the sauce. So mix together the ingredients from the sauce. I like doing it in a Pyrex. This is the onions, ginger, and garlic that we cut previously. I added about a half cup of water, and now I'm gonna add cornstarch, and this will thicken the sauce. So it's like that nice kind of glossy, thick sauce surrounding the shrimp and veggies. I'm also gonna add some sesame oil, 2 teaspoons, some soy sauce, 2 tablespoons, and then chili garlic sauce, which is optional, but I love a spicy moment, so we always add it. And now we're just gonna mix together the ingredients from the sauce, and we are ready to rumble, you guys. Let's get the stir fry started. This is the hardest part, and then it's super easy from here on out. Okay, we made it to the fun part. You're gonna see how fast everything comes together now. So we're preheating a wok or a large pan over medium high. I love this Scan Pan wok. And then we're gonna put some high smoke point oil in. Avocado oil is a healthy, great one. Grapeseed works. Canola oil, I believe, is also high smoke point, but a little less healthy. So just go ahead and put a little bit of oil in the wok. And sometimes I test to see how hot it is by flicking in some water, and it's not dancing or sizzling, so we should let it preheat a little longer. I'm gonna snack on a bell pepper while we wait, because it is almost noon and I haven't had anything. Okay, now when I flick water, it's sizzling. So let's get started. First, what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna cook the shrimp, then we're gonna remove it from the pan and cook the rest, and then add it back in at the end. So the shrimp goes in and get it into one layer. And when you're cooking anything, you want to season as you go, because food actually kind of opens up its pores as it cooks and is receptive to flavor. So if you just add salt and pepper at the end, it won't give you the same effect. So season as you go with everything. Now that the shrimp are beautiful and pink on that one side, we're gonna go ahead and flip them over, and we're gonna cook the other side. Once the other side has a sear, I'll just kind of stir fry them a little bit. And we don't want them to be completely cooked, because they'll cook a little bit more when we add them back in. So this is probably good. I washed out the bowl that they were in, and now we're just gonna put them back in there. Okay, add in a little bit more oil. And we're gonna start our veggies. We're gonna start with our aromatics. So this is our garlic and ginger, and then our scallion whites. Give those a stir fry and let those cook a couple minutes until they're super fragrant, and then we'll start adding the rest of the veggies. Okay, so the order of which veggies you add does matter, because you want to add the heartier veggies first. So usually the first one that I add is the onion, just because I think it takes a little bit longer than the others to cook. Season with salt and pepper as you go for everything, and then we're just going to stir fry this. And as you can see, I like using 2 wooden kind of paddles like this. I got this tip from my aunt. Doug and I quarantined with my Aunt Susan, and this is how she stir fries, and I think it's a really great way. So after the onions have gotten about a minute head start, and they're starting to get a little bit translucent in places, add the bell pepper. I'm a broken record, but here we go with the salt and pepper again. Stir fry. And you want to be stir frying for some parts, but then you also want to let it just like sit and cook for like 30 seconds at a time at other times. Use your intuition. Kimchi, do you want to say hi to YouTube? Come here. She's like, what are you doing, Mom? Mwah. This is Kimchi. Kimchi says hi. Okay, and then once the bell pepper has been in there for like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, then add your zucchini. Salt and pepper again. And I should mention, this is totally modifiable with whatever veggies are your favorite. You could do broccoli, you could do, why can't I think of another veggie? Whatever veggies you like. And same with the protein. I use shrimp today. I always have shrimp in the freezer on hand, but you could definitely use chicken, you could do beef. So just use this, like modify this as you please. I think like the garlic, ginger, and scallions are things that I would put in every stir fry, but like the larger kind of core vegetables and proteins are things that you can change. And then the sauce is the same no matter what proteins, but you can definitely modify the sauce too. So this is a good base, and then you can take it in different directions. Now, once you see that the zucchini is starting to become tender, but it still has a little bit more cooking to do, we're gonna add our sauce. And do you see how the cornstarch has settled in the sauce? You always want to mix it up and get that evenly incorporated before pouring it in. All right, sauce goes in. And now it'll be super kind of juicy at first, but as it comes in contact with the heat, it'll start to thicken up. Okay, so you can see how it's starting to thicken up. Gorgeous. Now I'm gonna add in our shrimp. Mix that through. And then I'm gonna add in a little bit of white vinegar or rice vinegar. With most dishes, it's good to add a little acid pop at the end. It'll just add a little zing and kind of balance the flavors. And the sauce looks a little thick today, so I'm gonna add just a little dab more water to kind of balance it out. Oh, and there it is, our gorgeous shrimp stir fry. So then at the end, we're gonna go ahead and mix in the scallion greens, and I save a few to serve on top, and then I'll mix in most of them. And now it's our beautiful stir fry. Forgot to say, always taste it. I'm gonna adjust seasoning if needed. It's perfect. Okay, taste test, doo-doo-doo. Taste test, doo-doo-doo. Let's try it. So good. Get a shrimp. You've got that juicy shrimp with the super, super flavorful sauce. You're not gonna believe how flavorful it is. And it's just so delicious, kind of coating the rice. And then the veggies are nice and tender, but not too tender. They still have like a little bit of a crunch to them. It's so, so good. I'm excited for you guys to make this one. I know this will become a staple in your house as it is in ours. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. Have a great rest of your day.